అనేక కష్టాలు కన్నీళ్లు దాటి ఒంటరి తల్లి దృఢమైన సంకల్పంతోనే తాను జీవితంలో ఈ స్థాయికి చేరానంటున్నారు 72వ మిస్ వరల్డ్ కంటెస్టెంట్ మిస్ సౌత్ ఆఫ్రికా. అందమైన నవ్వు వెనుక ఎంతో ఎదురీత ఉందని వివరిస్తున్నారు. తన తల్లే తనకు రోల్ మోడల్ అని, తనలా మరెవరూ ఇబ్బందులు పడకూడదని ఓ అనాథాశ్రమాన్ని నిర్వహిస్తున్నానంటోంది. భవిష్యత్తులోనూ చారిటీ కొనసాగిస్తానంటున్న మిస్ సౌత్ ఆఫ్రికాని ఈటీవీ పలకరించింది. ఆ విశేషాలు ఇప్పుడు చూద్దాం.
మిస్ వరల్డ్ పోటీల్లో భాగంగా హైదరాబాద్కు వచ్చినటువంటి మిస్ సౌత్ ఆఫ్రికా ప్రస్తుతం మనతో ఉన్నారు. హాయ్, హౌ ఆర్ యూ?
Good, thank you so much. How are you today?
I'm good. So you're wearing a pearl necklace. Have you bought it here or you got it from your country?
This is actually from my home country, but I've recently learned that Hyderabad is the pearl city. So yesterday I did buy a string of pearls to remind me of the beautiful memories made here in Telangana and in Hyderabad, but this is from back home.
Are you going to gift these pearl necklaces for your family or friends?
I am definitely going to be sharing it with my mother. We are both jewelry lovers and I'm sure she would appreciate it as much as I do.
So you're here for the Miss World contestant. So how are you feeling the event? How is it going on?
It has been such an enlightening experience. Miss World has taught me a lot about myself. It has taught me a lot about purpose and it has taught me a lot about the world. One beautiful thing about this contest is that it gives a sense of sportsmanship. I call it a festival and it's because we see so many celebrations going on. We see celebrations of unity, we see celebrations of purpose, and being able to come together in collaboration and share that sense of cultural understanding is an honor to be a part of. So I've been having a great time.
So you have been here from last 1 week, I think so.
That's right.
So have you made any friendship with other countries' people? Is there any person become your closest?
Absolutely. I have had the privilege of speaking with some of the candidates online. We've been able to meet now officially here in Telangana and I've made some very close friendships. I'm very close with Miss World Brazil, Miss World Namibia, Miss World Sri Lanka, Miss World Netherlands. The list goes on and on. They're all incredibly kind and sweet, and to be honest, I really cannot wait to look back at this on 5 years and remember all of the wonderful friendships I was able and privileged to make during my time here.
Here we can meet 109 countries' people. So every Miss World contestant carrying their own story. There is a backstory behind them. So what is the story of Miss South Africa? Can you please share something about you?
Of course. Well, I will tell about my upbringing as a child and how that led to my Beauty with a Purpose initiative. I was brought up by a single parent and for the majority of my life it was quite tough to understand, and only as I grew older I really understood the sacrifices that my mother had to make. She is such a resilient woman, and being raised by a single mother really showed me that there are so many people within this world that grow up with no parents at all. So that led me to step into my first orphanage 5 years ago, and when I walked in there was such a sense of loneliness and abandonment. So having that feeling of eeriness come upon me really made me understand that action is needed, action needs to be taken, and it wasn't a cause I could remain oblivious to. This was a reality all around the globe. So I decided to start up an initiative called Never Too Young to Advocate, which focuses on youth development and youth empowerment within orphaned and vulnerable communities in South Africa. We work with children and we actually go into the facilities and we repair the place that they rest in, we repair the classrooms, and we actually build up classrooms for them to be able to study and have a quality education, because we want to instill that sense of safety and security in their lives through the power of education. So being able to do that has been such an honor of a lifetime, and the children have inspired me so much. They have inspired me to write my own children's book called Only a World Away, and it is so wonderful to have seen how a sense of self and how knowledge has reminded them that dreams are never out of reach. Just because of where you come from or your differences, it doesn't make you any less than anyone else, and it's important to hold on to your dreams and stay passionate and determined for as long as you can, because when you are courageous and you reach for the stars, anything is possible.
So as you mentioned about your mother, I came to understand that your mother is a strong woman.
Very.
So but is there any particular situations that you remember when you're growing up that your mother was worried about, and the very difficult situations? Is there any situation like that?
I think there were many, and from that, like I mentioned, my family is very resilient and strong, so we bounced back from them, learning a lot of lessons. I think one thing was always school. I was a child that really focused on education, and I always wanted to do well and find validation in results, but I've only come to understand that the schooling experience taught me a lot about the world from an early age. My mother sacrificed so much to put us through school. To have a education is truly an honor and a privilege, but it's honestly something that should be a right for every child, because my mother fought to give me an education, and now I'm honored to take on that responsibility and fight for other children's education, for them to be able to grow up with knowledge and have a better understanding about the world and how they can contribute to the betterment of it.
As you mentioned about education, I just want to ask you something. Is the marks are really important, or the character or the persona is more important?
I truly believe it's a combination of both. Both results and the character that is built from it is important. The reason I say the results are important is because at the end of the day, if you want to go out and, pursue a career in medicine or something like that, results are obviously required. I always say never limit yourself to something that is set out, but unfortunately that is the rules we need to abide by. So I always say work hard, study hard, and the character development you will have in school is something that will shape you a great lot. It taught me a lot about the way I think, and it taught me a lot about perspective. So having both of those combinations and focusing on them equally taught me a lot about myself, and now I can use that knowledge in everyday life, and I'm grateful for every experience. Thank you so much.
సో సింగిల్ పేరెంట్ తనని పెంచారు, ఆ గ్రూమింగ్లో ఉన్నటువంటి ఇబ్బందులు తను చూశాను కాబట్టి ఒక ఆర్ఫనేజ్ని సైతం ఏర్పాటు చేశాను అని చెప్పేసి పిల్లలకి మంచి విద్యను అందించేందుకు ఎంతగానో ఒక కృషి చేస్తున్నట్టు చెప్తున్నారు మిస్ సౌత్ ఆఫ్రికా. కెమెరా పర్సన్ మల్లికార్జున్తో రమ్య, ఈటీవీ న్యూస్, హైదరాబాద్.